have a lot of books, but again, is anyone really that surprised? I mean, and again, there are books down here that you cannot see. There are boxes of books down here that you still cannot see. And if my totals are correct, I think I bought 37 books this month, so oops. I mean, what is a wallet anymore? What really is money? Hello, today I'll be filming my May book haul. As you can see in that thumbnail, I bought a lot of books again, as I seem to always do. And I apologize for like the awkward background. I'm back home now, and near my bookshelf, it's not really cleaned out right now, and I need to clean up my bookshelf because it doesn't look very good right now. I need to kind of do a little cleaning, and I haven't done that yet, so hopefully this background is somewhat okay. I have a lot of books, and I didn't really sort them very well, so I will talk about them briefly when I pull them out, and I'll tell you where I got them and stuff like that. But obviously, again, I won't be able to explain very much about these books because I bought so many of them and I don't need this video to be like a half hour long, so let's get into it. The first book I bought was M or F by Lisa Papadimitriou and Chris Tebbets. I think that's how you say that, but this book I got at Half Price Books for $4, or $3.50 actually, so that was pretty good. And these next three books are all part of a series. It's part of the Deanna Madden series. So the first one is The Girl in 6E, Do Not Disturb, and If You Dare, and those are all by A.R. Torr. And I read The Girl in 6E this month, so I'll be talking about that in my May wrap-up, and I am excited to read the next two books in the series. The next book I have is What Alice Forgot by Liane Moriarty, and if you can tell by the bookmark, I'm obviously reading this book, and it should actually be in one of my book outlet boxes, but I'm reading it currently, so I took it out, and I will be talking about this briefly in my May wrap-up, but I haven't finished it yet. This next book is If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo, and I'll be talking about this book in my May wrap-up because I read it this month. And the next book I bought this month was Jerkbait by Mia Siegert, and I will also be talking about this book in my May wrap-up because I read it this month, and it was a fantastic book, and I'm excited to talk about it. And I will at some point be doing probably like a full book review of this book, but I'm trying not to do one until the playoffs are over because I feel like I'm going to jinx it because my team's doing well, so. And I got this book like 3 weeks before it came out. I don't know how that happened, but I'm glad I did. The next book I have is Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, and it was $5. And yes, I do own a copy of this book back in Gainesville, but some books I forgot to bring with me, so I just bought another copy. But once I probably read this book, I'll probably just sell it back to Half Price Books. But this is a good, obviously, summer book. It even has summer in the title, so I'm excited to read this one. The next book I have is Looking for Alaska by the wonderful and always perfect John Green, and I got this book also at Half Price Books for $4, and again, I have this book in Gainesville, but I'll probably just sell it back once I finish it. And I was trying to hold off on finishing or reading this book until the movie came out, but I don't think I can wait anymore. And if you know me with John Green books, I intentionally try to pace myself reading his books because he only has so many books out right now, and he has not been publishing more, or at least he has not yet been publishing more, so I'm trying to save myself from reading all of them all at once. The next book I have is See Jane Score by Rachel Gibson, and I bought this book because my friend liked it, and it's part of like a hockey trilogy, or hockey series, and I'm obsessed with hockey, so I bought it. And I will probably somehow, honestly, be returning this book and buying a new copy of it because I was not aware that it was, you can probably read that from here. It is large print, so I didn't know that when I bought this from Amazon, so I was kind of upset by that, but The next book I have is Divergent by Veronica Roth, and yes, some of you out there are like, how the hell have you not read this book yet? And I would say, I don't know, but actually I can tell you why. I just don't like reading series, and it's like science fiction-y / fantasy, and I don't read that usually, but my friend has been dying for me to read this book, and I own 3 copies of this book now, and I still have not read it, but I bought another one at Half Price Books for $5, so here it is! And these next 5 books I'm going to show you, I should actually be doing unboxing for, but I didn't think I'd be doing unboxings when I bought a bunch of book outlet orders. But these next books are from the 50/50 romance sale, which means that I bought all these books for like $3 or cheaper than that, so it was a pretty good deal, and I love romance books, so I was like, why not? The first book is Happily Ever After by Elizabeth Maxwell. The next book I have is After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The next book I have is Find You in the Dark by A. Meredith Walters. The next book I have is The Year I Met You by Cecilia Ahern, I think her name is. I don't think it's Ahern, I think it's Ahern. Hopefully that's how you say it. I don't know. And the last book I have is Before I Go by Colleen Oakley. And now I will be getting into the book outlet orders I have, so I'll be unboxing them. I mean, I already opened the box, I just haven't taken the books out of the box yet, so here we go. Also, has anyone noticed that Book Outlet has been doing, like, packages like this now? They haven't been doing boxes, which to me is kind of weird. Like, I get this in the mail, and I'm like, what? I don't know what I ordered. What is in this package of bubble wrap? I don't know. So I'm going to pull these out the opposite way without showing my address, because that'd be great for all people. Disclaimer, one of these books is actually a present for my friend, and hopefully, I don't think she watches these videos, I think we'll be okay, but I might edit that part out, keep it in, we'll see what happens. But the reason I got this purchase was because I saw this book that I want to give for my friend, and then you know what you do, you want to make shipping worth it, so you buy other books, and then you buy 20, and then you're like, what is life? How did this happen? That never happens to you? Oh, just me? Oh, okay. So the first book I have is I'll Meet You There by Heather Demetrios, and I got this book because I've heard Lovely Like Laura talk about it, and she recently read it and liked it, so I decided to buy it. And the next book, this is a book I bought for my friend, is Secrets of My Hollywood Life by Jen Calonita, and I've read part of the series, and it was because of her, but she is going to be performing in a show, and I want to get this for her as a present, and so I bought it. That's just what happens. But it is an autographed copy, which was the reason why I bought this book. And the autograph is right there. And she's in love with this series, even though it's like a middle grade series. I know she loves these books a lot, so I bought it. And I'm excited for her to see it. Hopefully she likes it, but we'll see. And the last book I have is Lovesick by Jake Coburn. And now we'll be getting to one of the 3 actual boxes from Book Outlet. So here we go. I don't think I arranged these in the correct order. Like, I don't think I put them in, like, the order I bought them. I think I just put them in whatever order I felt like. But luckily, I actually did open this box. That's good, because we all know I can't open a box on camera, and it takes, like, a million years to do it. So I just decided to open it beforehand, because I'm smart. Oh, this is the box that What Alice Forgot came in, so just pretend I'm pulling out What Alice Forgot at some point in this book box. And you can kind of see that I basically bought all of Liane Moriarty's books. Well, most of them, I think. Yeah, there's a couple others that she has, but I bought most of them in this haul. When I get to the reason I bought this box, I will tell you, there's one book in here that was the reason, I bought all the rest of these books, because, again, you want to make shipping worth it, so you don't want to just buy one book, you want to buy, like, 10. Yeah. But the first book I have is Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty, and I can't remember what booktuber is that I'm inspired to read her books from, but is it Readables? Is that her name? I think that's her name. But yeah, she loves this author, and so I decided that I probably would like her too. Then I have The Husband's, is it The Husband's? Yeah, The Husband's Secret. And the next 2 books I have are part of a series, and that is The Average American Male and The Average American Marriage by Chad Kultgen. And if you don't know who Chad Kultgen is, he wrote Men, Women, and Children, which is made into a movie that Ansel Elgort is in, and Ansel Elgort is perfect, so that's why I want to read more of his books. They're a little weird, like, crazy, and I think these books are, like, super short, so I could read them, like, really quickly, but, whatever. And this, Still Alice by Lisa Genova, right? Okay, good. This is the reason I bought this set of books. These books were always in my cart. The rest of the books were, but I just didn't buy them, but my friend told me this book was really, really good, and I saw that it was on Book Outlet, so I was like, okay. So I recommended her Me Before You, and she recommended me to read this book, so now I have this book, and I will read it hopefully sometime in the near future. And I have Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, and I'm trying to get all of her books, even though I have not read Gone Girl yet. I have read her short story, The Grown Up, and I love that book, so I'm excited to read the rest of her books sometime. All I need is to own Sharp Objects, and I will have all of her books, so that would be great. Now it is time for the next Book Outlet box. Woo! The first book I have in this is After by Anna Todd, and yes, I do own this book in Gainesville, but I want to have a copy here, so if I want to read this series or just want to read the first book. I have not read this book, or this series, since it has been published on Wattpad. I read it on Wattpad, but I've not read it since then, and I just think it'd be kind of fun to read it in its, like, physical form, because go Anna Todd and support Anna Todd, because she's the best. Then I have More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera, and I can't believe I've not read this book yet, but I just saw Jesse the Reader read this book, and he loved it, and his new book is coming out in January, which is a while from now, but I just want to read his book, and he seems to be getting a lot of hype now because he's at BEA, and he's just a wonderful person from what I know of him, so I want to read his book. Then I have Something Blue by Emily Giffen. Yes, I do own this book back in Gainesville, but again, I bought a copy of this book for here so I could read it if I wanted to. while I'm home, so I bought the second book in the series. And then I have Power Play by Eric Walters, because hockey, and why would you not buy a hockey book? Am I right? And I've seen this book on Book Out a few times, and it's an autographed copy. This one, unfortunately, is not an autographed copy, but I wish I would have bought it when it was an autographed copy, but oh well. And then I will now show you my last Book Outlet box, and this is my, well, obviously my last Book Outlet box. It's also my biggest Book Outlet order of all of the orders I've shown you so far. So here we go. And it's super heavy, like that thumbnail. There's no way I could hold all these boxes up even if I wanted to, so that's why I won't probably be doing that in that video. The first book I have is Ask the Passengers by A.S. King. And yes, I do own this book in Gainesville. I've been tempted, or not tempted, but I've been wary of reading this book because I read Reality Boy by A.S. King and I didn't like it, and I expected from what I've heard of A.S. King that I would love her books, and I haven't, but one of my friends said she loved this book, so I decided just to pick it up again, and maybe I'll read it soon, hopefully, and I'll love it. Next book I have is The Breathing Room by Marcia Hales, and I think this book is like a middle grade book, but like the synopsis sounds interesting because it's about like people, I think in the 1940s, yeah, who have tuberculosis, and I think that just sounds kind of interesting. And even though it is like a middle grade book, so I could probably read this in like an hour or two, probably, like not even kidding, but we'll see how that goes. And the next book I have is The Wedding Night. Is it The Wedding Night? No, it's Wedding Night by Sophie Kinsella, and I love Sophie Kinsella now. I read I've Got Your Number this month, and I loved it, and I think I will just love Sophie Kinsella, so I decided to buy this book. Also, Sophie Kinsella is like the coolest name ever, but then you realize it's a pseudonym, and her name is actually Madeline Wickham or something like that. So that's kind of devastating, but oh well. And the next book I have is Tape by Stephen Camden, and I think this book, Lovely Like Laura, talked about sometime in the recent past, that's a, I was going to say recent future, but I don't know how I can predict what she's going to say in her videos. But anyway, I think she recently talked about this book, and so I saw it on Book Outlet and just got it. Keeping with the yellow theme, I also got Exiled by Kevin Emerson. Oh, and this, sorry, I didn't even mention why I bought all these books, but this box I bought because of the Mother's Day sale. So those last books were all from the Mother's Day sale, when I think it was 15% off, and then if you spent $35, which of course I do, you got $5 off, so life. Then I bought Off the Page by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer. I think this is the copy that I have, this is the book I have 2 copies of, or the one prior to this book, or like the other book in this series I think I have 2 books of. So I actually bought 2 of these books this month, but obviously I'm only going to show you one because I'm dumb. Then I bought Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover, and I still have not read one of her books yet, and I have a friend who's obsessed with her, and who likes the exact same books I do, so you think I would have read her book by now, or read a book by her by now, but I have not, so hopefully I will do that soon. Then I have Every Day by David Levithan, and again I have this book in Gainesville, but it was on Book Outlet, and I've been wanting to read it, and I didn't bring it home because I'm dumb. I don't know what to say. And last but not least, in this book haul, I have Uglies and Pretties by Scott Westerfeld. And I've heard mixed reviews on this series. I've heard some people say it's not very good. And again, I have the first book in the series in Gainesville. I've heard some people say it's not very good at all. And then I have a friend who said she was in love with the series, so I decided to at least read it for her sake, and then we can talk about the series. But yeah. So that is all for my May book haul. I know that I'm like 18 minutes into filming this video, and I had 37 books, so sorry about that, but hopefully you enjoyed some of these books, and if you've read these books or have any books that you're interested in, the books I showed you, let me know in the comments below. That is all I have for you today, and I will see you next time.